Today is 20 years since the tragic 9/11 date. I want to make this short video about my memories of that day. Hi, I'm Alla Shapiro and this is the Spot on the channel. I'm the owner of the Woodhouse Day Spa in Montclair, RedBank and Hoboken. We all remember where we were on that horrific date. I was at NYU, downtown New York, taking operations course. One of the students was late to class and he came in and he said that he saw a commercial plane flying really low. That was odd, but we didn't think much about it and continued with the class. Shortly after that, the lights flickered and somebody came in and said that there was an accident and a plane flew into the World Trade Center. We continued, but then somebody came in again and said that there was another plane that flew into a second tower. At that point, we knew we were under attack. The professor tried to continue with the class, but we were not listening. We turned on the radio and tried to make sense out of what was happening. Shortly after that, the buildings collapsed one after the other, and we all started to talk and think about people that we knew who worked at the World Trade Center. The phones were barely working. I tried to call my parents and my husband many times before I reached them, just to let them know that I was okay. After that, I needed to figure out how to get home to New Jersey from New York. The buses and the trains were not working. The school personnel was preparing a shelter for the students who couldn't get home. I called my friend and she said that the ferries were working, so I started working towards the ferry. There I had to wait in line for 2 hours, and while waiting, I spoke to a man who was standing next to me. His nice business suit was all in dust. He said that he walked down from one of the towers from the 70th floor and made it just in time before the building collapsed. While on the ferry, people were gasping in horror. When I looked in the direction they were looking, World Trade Center building number 7 was collapsing as though it was made out of toy cubes. It was unreal and very scary. We didn't know why it was collapsing. We thought it was another attack. It took me many hours to get home, and when finally I arrived, my husband and my 3-year-old daughter were waiting for me, and we all hugged as we had never hugged before and never since. It was surreal, sad, and very emotional. My classes were canceled for a number of days, and when I had to go back on my bus, somebody yelled, "She's here!" And people started to clap. I couldn't figure out why they were clapping. As I wasn't on the bus for many days in a row, people thought the worst. They thought I was killed. All of us living in the tri-state area know somebody who was killed on September 11. That day is tragic and it's all in our heart. And I feel horrible about people who lost their loved ones. Now, 20 years later, I have never gone back to the site. I just can't make myself go to the place where so many innocent people were killed all at once. I hear there is a beautiful building with a museum and a memorial. And maybe this year I'll make time and go and check it out. Thank you so much for watching.